Yo, 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 what's going on YouTube? It's your boy Nate the Great coming at you with another live. You already know if you're new to the channel, like, share, comment, and subscribe. To all the returning friends and family, you already know it's peace and blessings. I'll give y'all a little bit of time to tune in case these notifications ain't go out. Hey, what's going on, baby? First things first, you already know, hopefully everybody having a blessed and productive Monday so far. Hopefully everybody had a blessed weekend. Hopefully everybody had a safe one. For those in the city, hopefully y'all kept yourselves some form of dry. It would have been a little bit mixy, but nonetheless, getting towards those summer vibes. So main thing is just making sure you keeping yourself healthy and making sure you just trying to keep yourself on the up and up. You know, appreciate everybody that tuned in Saturday for the conversation. Definitely was one that was needed. Shout outs to Hammer Nation for popping in, and also happy birthday and belated to everybody who celebrated over the weekend. Definitely was a good vibe. Those following me on Clapper, appreciate y'all for tuning in yesterday for the good old vibes as always. You already know. Today I want to cover a little something, but I'm gonna be real with it from my perspective. And again, this is just my views and opinions on it. Um, and it kind of goes back to what I was talking about a while back about respecting boundaries and spaces. Be honest with you. I came across a video shoot, just recently. Now I know it's an old video. I did my research to a degree and a backstory on it, but nonetheless, it still pins into what I'm about to talk about. As I always talk about it, getting people respecting spaces and boundaries. James, what's going on, my guy? Riaz, what's going on? Now, the reason why it just came to my mind because this was a prime example of that. A story like that is a prime example of what I was talking about, especially when it do come down to men and finding that peace and balance when it comes to certain things in life. Like I said, stressful day in and day out. For most all men that at least are actually on that, know damn well life is not ain't no ain't no peaches and cream, and it's definitely always not greener on the other side. Go through a lot of different stresses, day to days. The main thing you shouldn't have to worry about is stress at home. Now again, and that goes on all levels. Now, this situation was also another way, and also another, at least in my opinion, another visible sign of somebody showing not just emotional awareness, but intelligence as well. Um, so some people probably might have seen it, some probably didn't, but in my opinion, when pranks go wrong, especially when you're trying to prank, or shoot, not even prank, when you're just doing stuff out of spite and you're doing something out of just sheer emotion, you could destroy the moral and the fabric and the fiber of the things that are around you that are good. Prime example, um, you cut this man's disc in half, deleted all of his accounts as far as his gaming accounts, social media accounts, and stuff like that. Okay. Now, you did all of that just because you was upset that he wasn't spending enough time with you. Now, I can see if he wasn't spending enough time with you because he's always out and about. He's always, could be out doing something as far as a form of cheating or doing something like that. And I can see you being upset about that. But in the same token, you gotta look at it and be real. Person is mostly home, and despite the fact that he's gaming, he's still spending time with the family, and he's keeping the family involved in certain things. Now, there's gonna be some things that the family not gonna have to be involved in because these are things that men are doing. Prime example: if my form of a hobby turns up to be more than just a hobby at some point, you gotta respect everything that's being put into place. Prime example: if I'm a professional gamer and I know I'm getting paid not just for tournaments and everything else, but endorsements, so on and so forth, guess what? Um, that's a form of income, regardless if it's passive or not. That's our bread and butter. That's what's keeping us afloat. That's what's keeping us in this house, etc., etc. Why would you destroy something that's been the blueprint, or why would you destroy something of value that could have definitely left y'all high and dry on the streets? Now, you're not thinking. Cool gamer, what's going on? Serious, what's going on, baby? Now again, why would you destroy all of that? Now, from what was said, that count was over what, $400,000, or everything all in total, as far as that's what was basically what it was worth because of everything, especially certain rarities on certain things on certain games, so on and so forth. You know, that's money right there. Why would you? And to be honest with you, why would you sit there and destroy that property that you didn't, number one, you didn't have no forms in on buying or doing anything with. You didn't buy that for, you know, you didn't help them purchase it or none of that other stuff, right? So why would you destroy something that's not so much as giving that man a form of peace, but that's something that's bringing in the money so y'all could live comfortably? Why would you try to destroy that blueprint? Now, lucky that man was able to get it back, I believe, because he had people that was followers, so on and so forth. And, you know, they probably talked to the people on Twitter and everything else to now, which is a good thing. Because again, once you delete certain accounts, it's hard to get that sucker back. And especially if either A, you probably don't remember the password, or even if you remember everything, it's just certain ways you delete certain things that it'll completely mess your whole overdrive, hard drive, whatever up. And guess what? Now I gotta either start a new account or I gotta figure out some form of way to try to recover it if I can still recover it. East Dad, what's going on? You know, and that's crazy. Now, this is where the emotional awareness and intelligence came into play. Now, again, regardless of what, man is being a family man, that man is not cheating on you, doing anything of the sort. So again, the most things that we do require that at least are stress relievers to us, let us have that. You know, it's just honesty. Let us have that. Because I felt Phil in that instance right there. Because he completely snapped. Now, some people would have tried to say, "Oh, that was too emotional. That was immature. That was stupid." No, that was justifiable because again, that man sat down to start his day 9 out of 10 to start making the money, and you done messed up everything, laughing and joking about it and recording it. That's not funny. I hear you, East Dad. Shoot, Four Corner. What's going on? What's going on? But you know, this is what I'm saying. Now, about to start your day, try to get the bread and butter, and you can't even do it because you done deleted almost damn near everything. That's almost like wiping out a supercomputer. If you delete something, or if you find a way that you could delete everything and you can't even recover something, that's a problem. So that could have been a whole scenario where you could have all been on the streets, or he could have lost his mind completely and went ape crazy, not just on you, but possibly himself. You never know. Like I said, emotional awareness And intelligence was right there at that point. Now again, you done cut this man disc in half. You done deleted all of his account information and things of that nature that's helping towards the financials and keeping everything afloat. So you almost put yourself again in the poorhouse. $400,000, that's not baby money. It's not a lot, but that's not chump change neither. Not for people who coming from the struggle or coming from the bottom trying to make something. That's not no easy shit to swallow. And what if you can't get that money back? What if you got everything invested in that? Or, you know, what's going on? The more investments that you making and coming across could be doubling and even tripling that to where you don't have to worry about that. Even if you take a bump, you'll still be good. You'll still be able to keep everybody whole. But that's crazy. You damn near almost destroyed everything just for being emotional. Now that man got emotional. No, he did. He was justifiable in that. And again, it could have got worse because yeah, he was angry, but he could have took his anger to a whole nother level. And again, that wouldn't have been good because we end up hearing stories like that. Some of these dudes done went crazy either on the baby moms, the girlfriend, wife, whatever situation is at that time. Done went crazy on himself as well. Probably done took the baby out, God forbid, or probably done did something where the baby is now left alone with no family. Or situation where he probably just wilded out, whooped you. Now look, domestic violence right there. Form of separation from the family. You got a child with this person at the end of the day. You know, again, if you're already somewhat in a comfortable balance, leave it be. Now, yeah, I think he broke his laptop. The video I seen, he broke his laptop. I think he broke whatever the flat screen. He almost broke the PlayStation. I'm not sure. No matter what, didn't matter. Yeah, he snapped. He wilded out. But you can hear it in his voice like, you don't even know how serious this is. Like, hey, you think it's a game. Now, again, that man asked you more than once to respect the boundaries. And you took it upon yourself to still disrespect the boundaries. Now, he done told you more than once, especially if you're not aware or if you're not familiar with gaming systems and stuff like that, to not touch nothing. Why would you touch it? He's spending more time on the game than he's spending with his family. That always seems to be the thing. And I'm gonna say for gamers out there, look at, if your woman can't support you in that notion or that fashion, then you need to find somebody who will. Because if that's the way you're getting your income, if that's the way you're actually doing what you're doing and you're building, being your own boss, who gets to dictate and tell you anything? You should be able to support a man no matter what his dreams is or no matter what he turned from a hobby into a form of wealth and generational wealth that could be. You know, again, you sucking out the fibers of everything good for what? Same way some of y'all want peace, guess what? We want peace too. And the same token, we should have to worry about some form of idiocracy, excuse me for saying it that way, that, that drives that balance off the wall. Now, yeah, he done smashed up whatever, got uptight, but he didn't put his hands on you. Definitely didn't unalive you or unalive all of y'all in that same instance right there. So again, that was a form of emotional intelligence and awareness right there. I'm aware that if I do something towards you, I'm going to mess up my family structure how it is now. Nah, get out of here, bro. Out of here, bro. Appreciate you for dropping those links, serious baby. Appreciate you for dropping. I ain't fucking with you, James. It's too early for that shit. You almost knocked me off course. It's all right, though. See, you tried to troll this morning. It's all right. I got something for you too, James. Don't worry. Don't worry. Your eyesight back, right? Yeah, your eyesight back, right? Yeah. Yeah. I got something. I got something for you right now.
Mom, I just want an Oscar.
Too early for that. Nah, I appreciate you for dropping the links. Nah, but you know, it's crazy again. You know, that was a strong will of testament and faith on that dude's behalf. Because again, I could have did something that could have destroyed the whole balance of what I've even been building for, what I'm trying to keep established. Now, see, some people be thinking it's a game until you tell them for real, like, this is the last straw and I'm done with it. But again, I feel somebody shouldn't have to ask you more than once to not do something, especially again, even if he done sat there and told you what he's doing, how he's doing it, still don't mess up that balance. Now, there's going to be times, yeah, for professional gamers and stuff like that, because I know a few of them. Definitely know a few of them. Sometimes they going to be up damn near the whole time, but again, it's not like they just playing and enjoying themselves. No, they're working. So again, don't mess up that form of balance. Don't mess up that good spot that you got because you want to be that emotional about it. Look, if that's the case, look here. The times that he know he could involve y'all and include y'all, he'll do so. But then again, you gotta be mindful too, because again, depending on how his setup is, so on and so forth, you can't take that risk of messing up things neither. That would be like you having a big pitcher of water near one of them gaming systems. You can mess it up. Might spill something on it. You know, it's certain things along those lines. And then not even that, it's going to be some things you're not going to be able to really pause and do whatever because there are some of these games you can't pause, especially if you're playing online. You got to literally be on point and you got to be focused at least until you're able to get to some form of complete stoppage or you're going on to whatever, depending on what game you're doing. You know, and again, it's easier said than done, but it's not easier said than done. I've seen this. You trying to play certain games like prime example Apex and stuff like that. Now you got to be on point. Any slick mistake, you done for. The same thing with it. Call of Duty, any of that. Some of those games you're not going to be able to pull. Not unless you're playing the story mode or something. And even then, who want to go through all of that? Sometimes you might be actually playing people online. This is how you get in your rep and your build up, especially if this is what you're doing. You're doing gaming content, but you're also using that as, you know, progressive income. You know, trying to be playing around with that. And I'm sorry, but again, that could have been a terrible moment. Luckily, it wasn't. But see, then let it be said by the sisterhood, at least in my opinion. That's what they want to call them. You was wrong for doing this. You was wrong for doing that. First of all, if anybody was in the wrong, it was clearly the girl that was in the wrong. Despite how you might have been feeling at that time, you don't do stuff like that, especially when you didn't help somebody in any way, shape, or form get the stuff that was going on, get the stuff that they was getting. You can't do that. Again, that's a loss on money on all cylinders. And if we ain't got the prime example, like let's say if there's no real money right now at the time to even repurchase and do certain things, whose fault is that? Instead of just sitting down and having a talk with him, if that's how you was really feeling, no, you just chose to let it build up. And that's the thing. Sometimes y'all got to stop letting things build up, man. That's on both cylinders. And again, this is why communication is the most important thing. Now, if she would have just had a verbal communication with him instead of trying to make a viral moment, at least in my opinion, or just trying to do something for the cameras, you know, at least in my opinion, I don't think he'd have lost his mind that day. But again, it could have been far worse. But here the people go, yo, you was wrong for doing that, especially somebody who, no, like, this is the thing. Why is it justifiable for certain things to be done on your end when nobody's doing nothing on their end for you to feel that way. Like I said, it's not like that man was out there cheating, having families outside of your family, so on and so forth. Man is literally home. And when he's not home, yeah, you know you're gonna be out doing what you need to do, but it's not for fun. It's not for fun and play. Now again, if any type of not just gaming, it's anything. Any form of recreation that ends up turning into a form of passive or aggressive income, why again mess that up? Let that man build. Let that man see where he gonna go. Now, see, prime example, there was some women who have gamer husbands, boyfriends, all of that. They even said themselves she was wrong for that. At least the majority of them said that she was wrong for that. Regardless of how the other ones may feel, nah, she was wrong. You don't do that. Because again, that could have caused a real dangerous situation. But nonetheless, I think the only thing that, in my opinion, was at least a slap in the face, at least on our end, is just again, there's some things that once you cross the line, there's no coming back from that. And that's where a lot of you men too, you know, at least the main ones, got pretty much get the notion of it. For those who don't get it, you'll never get it. I'm sorry. It's not to be funny style or anything, but you're gonna get it. Now for the main ones that get it, you already know. Once our peace and balance has been disturbed, once our boundaries have been crossed at least more than once, you know, we normally tend to walk away. And it's not anything personal sometimes. It's just look at doing too much. You know, if I'm giving you shared reason to trust me and you want to be with me, and we already got a child together in that instance, why not let me do what I got to do? Now, again, I can't think for every man, but at least in my opinion, that is a slap in the face because that almost destroys you. That almost destroyed everything, your family. Again, you could have been homeless. Shoot, it could have been worse than that. And again, once you done ask somebody more than once to respect spaces and boundaries, respect that. The only thing that was a slap in the face, at least in my opinion, is the fact that you did at some point get back with him. Nah, somebody had you go well above and beyond to where it could have got worse. That's a sign to just leave. Because it could have been worse. What if he ain't do nothing to either you nor the child and just did something to himself? That could have just drove him over the edge. You never know what he could have been going through in that instance. No doubt, Four Corner, appreciate you. Yeah, but see, this is my thing though. I get where you going with that. Get definitely where you going with that. But again, the fact that you would still not even show some form, at least in my opinion, compassion about the situation, at least in that instance right there, you probably just, that's just like, I'm gonna say it like this, that's the equivalent of you burning down your husband or your boyfriend's business, knowing how hard he worked to try to get that business up and running. And now that things are starting to move smooth, you done messed it up and he can't get it back. Or he got to restart over again, or hope he can restart over. If he even did make any real income, and if he did make the income and it was smart, again, you just almost messed that up. Take that stuff into accountability. That money probably could have put you into a better, comfortable situation, even though it looked like you was already in a decent situation as is. But if you want to move better, especially if you plan on building a bigger family, at some point, yeah, you're gonna want to keep dreaming bigger and moving bigger. And that's the thing. Now, I applaud him for standing his ground when he did tell her it was over. You know, but then again, like I said, it's just my opinion. I'm just giving a clear notion on it because it goes back to what I was saying. Respecting the damn boundaries. Especially in the beginning, if somebody already asked you to respect something, you should respect that. Because again, it's not like that man is out and about in the world doing you wrong. Showing what a real strong, united family should be right there. Mother, father, children, everything in a good sense. And that's the illest thing. Now, who knows what happened after all of that to a degree? Maybe at some point they did have some form of a talk. But again, this is what happens when you allow certain things to go further than. Sometimes you look at the small things, but you're not looking at the bigger picture or the bigger scheme of things. Now, some people will say, "Oh, it's just a game. Oh, it's just this. It's just that." Yeah, it's just that to y'all. But for somebody that took their time building, growing, grinding, and trying to get to that point to where it's gonna work for them, and then you mess that blueprint up, how can you tell somebody how to feel on that notion right there? But again, it could have got far worse. Could have been another tragedy on the news, or just another tragedy in general. And again, if you're gonna make do, if you're gonna be with somebody, then be with them legit. You know? And again, that's how it goes. You're supposed to support each other on all notions. Now again, got back with her. Hey, the only thing I can say is just good luck in that situation, and hopefully you don't have another episode, or hopefully it doesn't get to a point where you'll have a replay of that in life. And again, the video is old, but it's still, it's the principle. Like that plays right to what I was saying. There's some things that you just gotta learn to have respect for. Because 9 out of 10, I'm gonna be honest with you. If the shoe was on the other foot and he'd have did that, you'd have done kicked him out the house. You'd have done called him all sorts of bees, so on and so forth, right? Or you definitely would have been crushed. You probably would have did something far worse. Because again, it happens on both sides, you know. But it is about the communication factor at the end of the day. Look here, I'm doing this. This is my occupation. This is how I do this. This is how I do this. You know, at least if you're gonna go that far, let's build with somebody. What do I do? This is what I do. And some days I'm gonna be free. Some days I'm not gonna be free. But again, it's about communication and respect. Respect the principle boundaries. That man ain't asked you for much outside of just don't touch that. Especially that's an important piece of how you get your money. That would be like you messing up the company car knowing damn well you ain't supposed to be in the company car, baby. Now you gotta worry about something and worry about getting some form of whatever so you could get back. And again, the only thing you got to do is communicate. Look, this is how I'm feeling right now. And regardless of what, 9 out of 10, he probably would have sat there and had the logical talk with you because he don't seem like no crazy dude. He don't seem like he on some whatnot. He seem like a family man that's just trying to do what he do. Regardless if he's gaming professionally or if he just that's just the way he get his, it don't matter. I would say it don't matter if a man is working on the books or off the books, right? As long as he's doing something to benefit and at least try to build and grow something, what the hell else more do you want? Sometimes you'll make things difficult when you don't need to make it difficult. Sometimes you can push people away just by the notions of things that you do. The notions that, prime example, you're not respecting the space, not respecting the, and then you're destroying the property. You don't do that. If that man is not destroying your property or destroying anything that you worked hard for, you built or got on your own, why would you do that to him? And I'm gonna say for some of you been out there, look at there's some of you who be stuck in the middle because you feel like you can't move on or you feel like you won't move on. But again, when there's certain things that are being done and it's consistently done, you need to get up out of it. If after we done had communications and there's still certain things that are being violated, okay, that's when it's time for you to make that decision on leaving. And see, that's the one thing I'm gonna say, regardless to what. You never do that to somebody that's going through enough as it is. There are certain things that might relieve whatever tensions and stress that person is going through. And again, even if that's a way that that person is also making it some form of generational wealth for you, the family, don't mess that up, man. But this the thing though. Prime example, and I'm a go to another video I seen. Um, I'm sorry. Now I gotta speak to I gotta speak to the I gotta speak to the weak minded fellas right now. Um, give me a second, y'all. I feel like I'm being trolled right now by these birds. They just landed by me. Let me make sure they ain't trying to land on me. My bad, y'all. Now you good, these dad. You good. But see, this is my thing though. One thing I would say on both cylinders, right? And I would say that again with the first story. I would say that on both angles. Whatever is bringing these people peace and comfort, don't mess it up, and definitely don't try to destroy and desecrate that. Now, this second one, I'm sorry, but this is where I said I got to speak to the weak-minded men and some of you quote unquote simps. Um, one thing I'm gonna tell y'all is if you're doing right by somebody, being righteous about it, and they have done you wrong as far as the physical aspect of it, you need to get going. The same way a woman would get up and leave a man that she really loved, cheated on, and did the unthinkable things, and they would actually get up and leave for the betterment of them. You men got to start doing that same exact thing. Let your nuts hang, basically. Sorry to say it that way, y'all, but it's got to happen. Like, come on now. Now, again, unless you really don't plan on doing certain. Like I'm gonna say it like this: there's no way you allow or you bring back somebody that cheated on you, got pregnant by somebody else. That's just like a woman is not going to take you back if you went outside your relationship and got another woman pregnant. Truth, what's going on, baby? You already know if y'all just tuned in, hit the like button. But this is what I'm saying. There's no way you're going to tell me that. Ah, again, I can't think for every man, but I know most men that I know with knowledge and wisdom and just not so much as understanding, but just the well sake of fact. They ain't gonna do that. Sorry. There's no way you're gonna think I'm gonna be with you and you then gave yourself to somebody else. It doesn't work that way. On either angle, I believe. It don't work. And even if you try to work past it, it's not gonna be the same vibe. It's not gonna be the same nothing. Not unless y'all both was in the wrong on things and then y'all just came to a real complete compromise on things. Now again, this is, saddest thing in the world. I think that some of you men really would take somebody back that already did you wrong and you ain't do them wrong. That's a form of weakness right there, fellas. I'm sorry. Because again, if I'm doing everything imaginable and possible as a man should, and you decide you still gonna go out and do whatever, hey, you already chose what you chose. And once you do that, 9 out of 10, there is no going back, especially if somebody stands on what they firmly believe in. You cheat, I gotta go. And especially if you done already took the vows. And again, this is why I said some of y'all need to be really wise who you're gonna build and sustain a life with. Because again, when you take those vows, it's not just words. That's a commitment and a pact for life. That means you're gonna be with that person through thick and thin, through sickness and health. And some of y'all really got the things construed about that. We done had stories where people done left the minute things happen, and that's not just with women, men too. Like I told y'all a while back, that dude was suffering from cancer. And this woman up and left him, knowing that he was sick, knowing that he had issues to the degree with the bills and stuff. But when this man was up, healthy, and doing everything, he was with him, and vice versa. Some men have done some women wrong, and it's fucked up. I'm not going to sit there and say it. That's not. It is fucked up. I feel that anytime anybody leaves somebody because of whatever, nah, that you wasn't in it to begin with. Again, you better make sure that's what you really want to do and abide by those good old vows. It really is something to think about. Before you decide to take somebody's last name or anything along those lines, you need to ask yourself. And the same thing, if you're gonna give somebody your last name, y'all both better sit there and think if this is really what you want. And if you're really gonna commit to what's being said. I could have been prime example. I could have been sick for a brief second, and if you left me because of that, and I end up getting healthier, I'm back, and I'm even back to where I was at before. I'm able to maintain and get back to where I was at before. You done messed yourself up. There's no way I can take you back knowing you left me in a dire state. Main thing, regardless to what, even when you are having some form of ups and downs, If you're gonna be married to somebody, then you gotta know what's necessary. You gotta be willing again to compromise and keep communication open. But again, if you ain't ready or serious enough to take that leap, don't take it. See, I forgot in certain instances, I'm almost speaking to Gen Z right now. So let me try to reestablish something. There's a lot of y'all that don't want to be married for specific reasons. Now, whatever your reasons may be, if that's because you really feel you're not ready to and you're not trying to, put yourself out there like that, then, kudos. Or you want to really make sure you find that right person before you decide to settle down and do whatever it is you do so. Especially if you do take those things seriously. Mr. Evans, what's going on, my guy? What's going on? Again, take into consideration. Those are not just words. That's a commitment again for life. And if you're not going to be committed to somebody for life, then don't take that jump. And again, you just got to realize what's more important. Again, now, for you fellas that could be caught in the middle, again, got to let your nuts drag and let them hang, man. And that means when you stand on something, it doesn't matter what it is, even if it's the smallest things, you stand on it, you keep standing on it. If a person can't respect the boundary, or if a person just went outside of the lines and did whatever, you gotta know when to pick up and move on. Period. James Money, what's going on? But again, y'all gotta stop allowing that. Now again, you've been committed, doing everything that's needed and necessary, then guess what? Um, you keep doing it. But I would say in that instance, before again any of you jump the broom, make sure you jump in the broom with the right person. Because again, the main thing most of us men want is the simplest things. Now, I can speak on that behalf because we don't require too much. At least the people I know, we don't require too much. Peace of mind, peace of spirit, loyalty, communication, because communication is the most important key. But the most important thing is not so much as just recognition, but just learn to accept things for what it is. Because not everything is going to be perfect in life. There is no such thing as a perfect life. Nobody lives one. I don't care how holier than thou you try to be. Ain't nobody living a perfect existence right now. And I'm just speaking on a general basis of things. Nobody is living as perfect as they think they should live. But that's okay again, because everybody's life is different. But there are certain things you're supposed to keep in the parameters, right? Not just won't want to keep remarrying or marrying different people. Again, when you are taking that step, you want to make sure that that person's going to be down with you no matter what. But fellas, I'm gonna tell you this in the same notion, like women would be telling other women. When it's yours, as far as your house, your roof, and everything else is concerned. No, it's not a dictatorship, but there should be laws and regulations that are needed in the house. Like, again, prime example, respecting people's spaces. And again, giving the benefit of the doubt when you need to. And also, again, following your gut when it's telling you something. Now, as far as your household is concerned, you want it to be at least some form of stress free. You want to be able to say, after you done dealt with the world and the day ahead, whether you was working for self or working for somebody, you want to come home in some form of peace. You want to be able to come home and relax your brain, relax your spirit, and at least try to share that, or at least try to be on some notion of, I just want this right now. Even if it's the simplest thing. You're not gonna want to come home to stress and arguments or any form of whatever. No doubt he's that you already. You know, you gotta remember that part. In some instances it's good to be alone until you at least feel like you got some form of something that you can share with somebody. Like I said, just keep yourself preserved at all times, man. Again, that's on both angles. But fellas, remember that part of emotional awareness and intelligence. Because there's some of you that if a woman has hurt your heart, you have sat in there and basically destroyed whatever fabric you had. And there's certain instances where, again, you can't allow that to put you in that bond. Because, again, if you already are in a situation where you got a family, how you going to be any form of beneficial to your family if you done messed up the soul fabric of freedom? Again, you better think. And if it's really not worth it, don't do it. You know. But also in that same instance too, there's some of y'all who just again gotta choose better or choose a little wiser. Appreciate you, my guy. You already, but this is what I'm saying. Fellas, no matter what your hustle is, or no matter what way of life, as far as you getting to the bag, however you get into it, if it's really bringing you peace, balance, but growth, wealth, and also some form of a lesson in life, then you got to keep that balance as strong as possible for it. And again, don't allow your all in all aggressions and even your emotions, even at a critical stage like that, to force you to mess something up good. Because again, life is good. Being able to, you know, live your day to day and do what's necessary, do what makes you happy, do what gives you peace and sound, especially during the rough times. That's the most important balance. Never allow certain things to place you in that much of a bad mood. Gotta remember that no matter what the world throws at you on either angle, you gotta still have that form of peace and that form of wisdom to say, you know what, is this really worth 25 to life? Me destroying lives or destroying whatever? No, it's not. It's really not. Give me 1 second. Disregard how family structure works. They entrenched in making bad decisions. I get you on that. I agree with you at least on that part. But again, that's the one thing you should never disregard is the family structure. I don't care how angry or how whatever it is, you don't mess up that balance. And I would say that again on both angles, not just for the fellas, but for some of you ladies too, because some of you ladies have messed yourselves up out of good situations just because you disregarded things that shouldn't be disregarded. Tanya, what's going on, baby? In a minute, they came back, y'all. I'm being trolled right now. Hold on. Damn birds came back. That's it. And got me uptight right now. I was trying to hope they left me alone, but they did. Oh, yeah. I'm like, got nothing for you. Yeah, they was gonna get one serious. They came back. Apparently, I'm the animal whisperer now. Let's see what else come and track me today. Hey, maybe I can give y'all one of the raccoon fitted as soon as I get one to sit still. Let me shave it. I gotta play one more again for measurement because he just played with my emotions. Oh, you trying to land by my foot? Oh, you think you slick? You think you slick? Damn, suckers came back. But again, listen, I'm gonna say this in a general instance, and this is where some of you ladies need to really understand this. And fellas, I'm gonna say something to y'all too, and y'all need to still keep that critical and understand this too. Again, ladies, there's certain things that give men forget just pleasure and fun, but it gives them again some form of calm in life. Because that's what you want. Why you think certain men are dying before their times or why they're expiring before their time? It's not so much as them not taking care of their health. Some people are just again, they are stressed all the way out. You never know what they're going through outside of what they're going through. And when they do decide to open their mouth and say something, again, you have to be compassionate and also have an open ear and understand that. You know. Now, if a man doesn't found peace and solace, prime example, there's some men who that's their stress reliever for the day. If I gotta come home and cook, fuck it, I'm gonna go cook. Or if I'm cooking the days that I'm off, I'm stressed out about certain things that's happening. All right, well, look, this is my stress reliever. Some men are gonna be into gaming, some are gonna be into writing, some are gonna be into drawing, some are gonna be into whatever it is that gives them some form of peace and solace. Some people are gonna be into sports. That's gonna be their stress relievers. The most you can do right now is again respect the peace that somebody is trying to give within themselves, but also keep around you. How can you expect peaceful anything when you got somebody who's like an angry tyrant? You gotta remember that part again. Oh, they came back. Damn it, they came back. Serious, don't laugh. It's your fault. That's it. Now you gotta get this one too.
Motherfucker.
And don't come back no more. Came back again.
Motherfucker.
Came back. Make sure they don't try to. Make sure they don't try to get me again. But again, respect the balance. Respect that man's peace. And it's the same way with you fellas. Whatever's giving your girl peace, especially if she's going through enough, respect. Like, again, y'all got to be able to compromise and coexist if you're going to build together. And we might not be equal in things or certain things, right? Nonetheless, we still got to work together. Again, don't destroy that, man. Don't destroy something good you got because you can't get over it. You can't get over yourself or your overall personal feelings on things. Can't do that. But also never feel bad or regret certain decisions you made, especially if those decisions brought you better peace. Or those decisions you made brought you even more bountiful blessings, basically. Again, give yourself a shared balance, fellas, and make sure you keep that shared balance. No matter what stresses in life bring. And if you're gonna include somebody that respects your overall boundaries and your space when needed. Because again, how can you expect a man to think clear and logical or even lead to a degree when his mind is cluttered? And that's what people fail to realize sometimes. When people are going through their utmost, give them that form of time and space to just relax, regroup, and then get it together. They ain't after my device games. They after that damn grill. He told you to come bring it back. And you still ain't bring my grill back. And see you trolling me again. I like that. I like that, James. You got your sight back and then you want to try to troll me. I got something for you too.
Motherfucker.
Come over here with that, man. Bring my grill back.
Motherfucker.
Bring my damn grill back. Nah, it's a whole fact, serious. And that's what people got to do sometimes. You know, again, that's on both angles. Sometimes you have to give people clear mind and space to just think and regroup again. Now, like I said in that first story, you know, he regrouped and caught himself before he messed up himself and messed up everything good he did have on. Even though it was a almost a desperate and a dire situation and it really could have cost him everything. You know, the fact that he got it together in that instance and remembered the most important thing. And I'm gonna say this to you fellas right now. I don't care what spectrum you on, I don't care what you go through in life. Your children should never have to bear the sins or they should never have to worry about being unalive or being left out here for stranded because you couldn't get it together and think straight. It ain't about you no more. And I'm gonna say that on both angles, even with you women. It's not about you. It's about the child. You fellas, it's not about you no more. It's about the child. If you put a child in somebody, be responsible. Not gonna be responsible, don't bother doing that. Straight up. Now see, I wasn't kind of finished with that second story because there's no way you allowed this woman to have no. There's no way you allowed this woman to cheat on you, get pregnant by another man, and then you accept her back and gonna try to raise that child like it's your own. Nah, you done messed all the way up. You done messed all the way up. And if any fella think that way, you messed up for good. I'm sorry. I granted, I know some things back in the days that some people was with, but guess what? Men were being men back then. Regardless to if they was doing anything foul or not, they was doing what they was supposed to be doing. And again, keeping the roof and everything up to code the way it was supposed to be. You had men who wasn't cheating. You had men who probably was. Again, I can't speak for every man, but in the same token, those men knew what to do when it came to doing what's necessary. But again, if you're gonna jump that broom with somebody, you better make sure they locked in like you locked in. Because if not, cause for disaster. I'm sorry, in that motion right there, you silly. There's no way I could be married. I don't care if we do have kids together. Nah. You messed up and you took it well outside the boundaries of what you were supposed to be doing. Honoring and cherishing. Honoring and loving. You ain't doing that. You just showed how much honor and love you got for me by going out and cheating. And if you felt there was a problem, there was no reason that you couldn't open your mouth and express. That's one thing some of y'all women gotta understand too. We ain't mind readers on certain things. If there's something that is wrong, say something. Some of you men too, even if somebody don't say something, you should be able to spot which stresses or which little problems is which. But for those that you can't comprehend or those you might not be able to see, that's again when you start communicating. Remember, that's the most important thing out of any form of building, as far as relationship, business, friendship, anything. It's clear communication. And if somebody is being clear with you and you still not trying to hear nothing, that's a problem. In that instance, that man should have showed his dignity now, regardless to if y'all got kids together. You can't raise somebody else's child, especially knowing again, y'all married. Make it make sense. And that's the truth though, what you just said. But again, regardless to what anything was done, we made sure everything was where it needed to be at. Clear balance. And even when things sometimes seem unbalanced, again, we know when to take accountability and we know when to do it and we know how to do it. But again, and I would say that on either angle. Once person done went outside the marriage and then had another child, nah, that's a problem right there. There's no way you can work around that. At least in my opinion, there's no way you can work around that. And if you try to work around it, it's still going to be a problem because again, you violate the ultimate principle. If you was married and you did that, that's already a violation of your vows. So 9 out of 10 things are going to go left from there. So again, I would say this on this instance with some of you fellas and some of you women out there. If you are unhappy at some point during your relationships or your marriages, say something and communicate before you decide to do anything else. And when a person is working on things, again, learn to respect the boundaries. But again, before you jump that broom, make sure that's the person you willing to jump the broom with and be with for life. And actually stand on it. Not just say it, but stand on it. Communication. It goes so far when you're communicating with somebody that knows how to communicate. All in all, though, you know, I would say that in any emotion for anybody that's thinking they could be going through it or haven't been through it yet, before it even gets to that route, again, y'all both need to have some form of communication open. But again, once you are married to somebody, that should be it. It should be no outside. I don't care how good the temptation may seem. Again, you got to keep yourself mentally strong and focused. Fellas, remember, if you already got something good and you building with it, and that person is with you, don't do anything foolish to mess it up. And again, vice versa with some of you women. You got something that's good, that's established, don't mess it up. But yeah, all in all though, just a little brief little talk with the people today. Um, and hopefully somebody got something out of it. Key thing you said out of everything in there is communication lines must be open on both ends. The one thing though I can say though is if there's communication, then guess what? There should be no form of judgment. Just reasonable listening and trying to get from that stage to a better stage. I ain't messing with you, East Dad. Don't come in here. You try to troll me today? Oh, my own mind try to troll me again. You know what? I got something for you. I knew you was gonna do that. Since you came in here, son, you ain't even bring the video game in the chat. I got something for you.
Oh yeah, I know you love it, muscle lips. Let's go. Lap it up, you hungry son of a bitch. Whoop! Sorry.
Get a handle on your frisbee, college boy.
Oh, you do not want to go.
Nah, it's all good though. You gotta mess with people though. Nah, but it's the truth though. You know, you gotta keep yourself mentally strong on all cylinders. Fellas, when you are unhappy, you should be expressive and letting it be known why you're unhappy. And vice versa. Again, communications lines needs to stay open. I told you he's dead. I got something for your ass, man. Told y'all don't come in here with that madness. And I told y'all months ago to take my advice. None of y'all listen. Since we on the form of not listening today, everybody got to get one of these. Yeah, I'm pumped up and ready for what, man. But again, you just got to remember that part. You know, when you have greatness around you, you have great things around you. Don't destroy it. Miss Eve, what's going on, baby? Been a minute. Hope all well with you, sis. But that's the main thing to remember. Again, shouldn't tolerate any form of abuse. It's number one. And you never let nobody make you feel less than. The main important factor, again, is you don't allow nobody to take your emotions well above and beyond to where there is no coming back. Now, I hear you, sis. But just remember that part. Can't do great things in life if you ain't here to do anything great. Or if your freedom is compromised and you can't do nothing great. There should never be roadblocks when it comes to communication. If you've been communicating from Jump Street before you got to a certain stage, then the communication should stay open. If it went from some form of dating or if it started from a relationship and it went to marriage, or is going to marriage, um, again, communication still has to be open. Can't skip over that part. Same way I'm open and honest with you from the beginning, you should be open and honest with me until the end. At least that's how I see it, but I know everybody think different. Nonetheless, just something to think about. Again, there's some of you fellas who might be in a situation and not know it. But again, use your emotional intelligence and awareness more than anything. One thing anybody, or no, I know one thing I say nobody should be doing, honestly, at least from my view of it, is you never allow your emotions to seep out even in front of kids, whether they're young or whether they get into a certain age. Again, it's about knowing when and when not to. It's basically it. Tamika, what's going on, baby? You already know if y'all just tuned in, hit the like button. And if y'all new to the channel, like, share, comment, and subscribe. But again, fellas, it's really time to start thinking like fellas, man. I'm sorry, there's just things that we know for a fact we don't allow and we don't accept. And the minute we start accepting it, that's the minute when things will turn left on you. Again, you want peace, find someone and find something that brings you peace. If you already have the things that you already desire or the things that you feel you already have, and you're just looking to find that person to share things with, again, you gotta make sure you find the right person. Yeah, man, because that's the thing, though, is that it is. There's levels to a lot of different things in life. But again, the main level any man should remember is that if I'm already to a point where I have a family or I'm already in structure of a family, I shouldn't mess that up, and vice versa. You women on the verge of being somewhere in a complete spot where you're getting all the things achieved, don't mess that up. Again, y'all got to start really opening your mouths and forming your opinion. You have to. It's always going to be levels to madness, if that's what you want to call it. There will be levels to madness, but again, those levels shouldn't be pushed to where it messes you up for life. Fellas, got to start valuing your life more. Oh, another thing I was going to say too, um, and this is why I said you got to start having a form of intelligence. Now, again, I agree with I said something a while back. I do agree in certain situations, us as men, we're just going to get involved regardless to what. Certain situations, not all. If there's a situation where you know you ain't armed, you ain't prepared, or anything along those lines, you don't put your life at risk or in danger just because. Again, you gotta be more wise and intelligent in how you move. Again, you're supposed to find the best pieces in life to complement who you are. And again, you're gonna have to open your mouth and be more verbal. And then again, when we are being verbal, we should be respecting on what's being said, especially if we're doing everything by the code and by the book. That's like prime example. If I'm already doing my job comfortably and I'm doing my job to where I don't have to worry about nothing, everything runs smooth when I'm here. Why would you mess that up and try to add more friction to it? You know, like, all right, look, I can see you doing that in the beginning to a degree because you want to make sure that I don't forget certain things, yada, yada, yada. But in the same thing, after I done remembered everything, or once I done already got accustomed to a certain thing, leave me alone and let me work. You know, as almost in the instance with some people, you're gonna have supervisors as always, or managers, or whoever is always down your neck, right? But in certain instances, they'll leave you the hell alone once you done already done gotten to a point where, look, you don't have to necessarily keep doing this. I think I pretty much got this. But I'll be honest, serious. I'll be real honest with you on certain situations. It's not hard for men to be where we need to be at as far as communication. But in the same token, there are certain instances where people have done that, and again, backfired on them. Again, if I'm coming to you, oh snap, they came back, y'all. My bad, they came back, and they came back, and they came back in force. Damn, my bad. They trying to get you, boy. They trying to come after my jaw. I know what it is, James. It wasn't the damn phone. They coming after my jaw, son. They coming after my damn jaw. And that's the whole fact. It comes down to individual. Because if you with that right individual, you're gonna be able to say, well, look, this is what it is. You know, even if we don't talk about it right away, you know, at some point we are gonna talk about it. But we shouldn't be judged, we shouldn't be looked at funny, shouldn't be talked about badly, and we definitely shouldn't have to worry about certain things being too out in the open. You know, again, you want to give peace and comfortability while you're trying to deal with a situation. But some people will label you a coward, and that's on both ends. Oh, you sound like a bitch. What you mean? If I'm sitting here trying to do something that's going to give me peace and balance and not have me going off the deep rocker, how does that make me less of a human being, or that makes me a punk? Again, you can't keep everything bottled up, and that's on both angles, men and women. Y'all can't keep shit bottled up all the time. That shit comes with a cost. Sorry, it does. And again, you don't allow certain things to project on the good things you got. James, don't laugh, man. They coming after me with that damn job, man. As soon as I opened this sucker, they came running down here. And serious, you let them do it too. You know, sit there and let them troll me like this. I thought we was cool. See, I thought we was cool. You gonna let them troll me like that? You let them troll like that? That's it.
My muscles are getting bigger. Oh, yes, the muscles. The muscles are getting big from the pump.
Come over here and troll me. Now they ain't trying to move. You know, let them come over here and troll me. Now they ain't trying to move.
My muscles are getting bigger. Oh, yes, the muscles. The muscles are getting big from the pump.
Nah, I know, I'm messing with y'all. No, nah, they good, James. They really, I think somebody threw bread in the street somewhere. You know, that's what I'm saying. There's some women who always cry about that too. I just want you to be more open. I want you to be this. Okay, well, when it's time for that person to be open, or when they decide to let you all the way in, there should be no form of judgment. You know, everything should be reasonable. Sit down and listen. Again, you could possibly keep that person into a greater perspective, keep them from going off the deep end. But again, you gotta have communication. I can't be with somebody if they're going to treat me like I'm less than, and I'm definitely not going to treat, and I'm definitely not going to do the same thing too. But you got to also remember this too. There's some men that just they're not going to talk about things right away, and when they do get comfortable in talking about it, you better be prepared for it. And after being prepared for it, you better hope that you still want to be with that person, because again, it's all about peace and balance. But I would say if you're doing things on the up and up, you keep yourself on the up and up. But again, if you want peace, balance, want happiness, gotta find it and not chase it neither. You find it or it finds you. Either which way, you still gotta live your life and continue to be you while doing so. So continue to live your life, continue to do what's necessary for you, do what's bringing you some form of peace and growth. And when the right person comes along, you'll feel it, you'll know it. And this is another reason why some men won't come out too, because how am I supposed to be able to trust or do anything, prime example, when I know for a fact you got a mouth that just you can't hold water? And that's what I'm saying. It's a two-way street. But again, I don't care what the situation is. When you are quote unquote building with somebody, you can't build or you can't move anywhere forward without communication. And that's just the real raps on it. Like prime example, if I'm running a business, how am I supposed to know what I need for my business? Even if I'm just new to it. How am I supposed to know anything if I'm not opening my mouth to ask questions or get ideas or so on and so forth? It's necessary. And again, no matter what the cause, no, I'm not gonna say no matter what the cause, because that normally don't tends out right. I'm gonna say that no matter who the person is that you are with, if you're solely with them because you're happy, they bring you happiness. And again, if they are on the same page as you as far as the open communication, intimacy wise, and all of that. If we are open and honest with each other from Jump Street throughout the course of that, and we are getting to the next stage in life, we should always keep that even after that. Now, I could say this in this instance, prime example. Now, again, ladies, if you're unhappy with certain things, don't let it fester and definitely don't let it sit there. Just open your mouth and say something. Fellas, give an open ear to whatever, but then vice versa too. Don't let things fester or sit there. Open your mouth and say something. That old saying, a closed mouth don't get fed, is true. But that's the main thing you want to do. See, East Dad, you was from that notion right there again. Despite whatever, it was a balance. There's some things you're not gonna be able to be out and about with or express to everybody, but you can express it when you need to express it. Like again, there's certain aspects and parameters that you don't always have to put out in the public, especially when it is coming to your personal life. Angela, what's going on, baby? Who the hell? Hold on, my bad, y'all. What in the hell? Oh, got a new follower. My bad. Got a new clapper follower. Help me, Jesus. Oh yeah, but again, appreciate everybody that's been a part of the build, still being a part of this build on both ends, especially those following me on Clapper. Yeah, it been good vibes so far. But that's the sense that you gotta have though. Again, it's about positive vibes. And some of you fellas, I'm not gonna lie to you, the reason why you allow certain things or the reason why you put yourself in certain situations is because you feel you're less than, you feel like there's no form of gaining something else outside of. But you never accept and tolerate madness and BS. Don't hit that notion that there is nothing. Because I wouldn't care how old you are, there's always going to be somebody for you. And that's what you got to remember to hold. Because as men, we got to hold that. Yeah, we going to let it out when it's needed. But in the same token, there are some things that we got to keep ourselves together and composed because we got to be the strength and the rock and the foundation for the family. There we go. My bad. Here we go. Mm. My fault, y'all. This is fun. Oh yeah, never mind. Got a Karen. My boy. We just had a real live Karen. My bad. We just had a real live Karen acting fool out here. See, Riaz, that was an intervention too. I'm gonna say that's an intervention from the higher power. And a good thing that you did. One thing, fellas, you can't allow even the smallest, simplest voice in your head that sounds negative to plague your mind and poison your mind. You don't allow certain stresses, even if you've been through it already. You don't allow it to consume you, and you definitely don't let it override any form of judgment or any form of living that you're supposed to be doing. Living. Nah, James, don't laugh because she just disrespected. See, now look, again, emotional intelligence. I know he probably wanted to curse her ass out. And then some people are going to do things the way they're going to end up getting cursed out. I'm not going to lie to you, you're going to have some rude people. You're going to have some rude, obnoxious ass people. Now, yeah, it's my job, but in the same token, you don't sit there and just do that purposely in front of them. Hey, you walking past the garbage anyway, you should just throw it in the garbage. I try to cry and complain about it. Oh, you clean up this. You do this. Yeah, I already heard some of it. I hear you, Rhea. Now, I'm going to be honest with you. There's some people who They not mentally strong, or they not gonna make that emotional awareness and intelligence call at that time frame. Because again, it depends on how much somebody has been through. Because again, we don't know what's going through the minds of those people. And again, sometimes it just takes the simplest triggers for them to go off. But again, gotta be able to remember this, fellas. You're no good to yourself or anybody if you're incapacitated or you're no longer here. So you need to be more wise and careful. You know, you need to. You know how many situations I've heard people committing ultimate, uh, committing the ultimate decisions that shouldn't have been made just because of a simple breakup, heartbreak. Some people wasn't mentally strong. Some people probably was their first love, so on and so forth. Shoot, I had one out here to where somebody thought it was me. So I said, "Yo, I heard somebody," and it's sad in that instance too because that brother right there had nothing but options, at least in my opinion. Yeah, you can't, even if it is your first love, and I'm saying this on both angles. You don't allow that to. Yeah, you're gonna hurt. You're gonna sting. But in the same token, you're gonna get better. You're gonna be stronger. You're gonna be rebuilding yourself and just rebuilding your confidence. You might not feel confident enough to think that you're able to do certain things, but you're confident and you're great enough to do something. But again, it's about strength and determination, willpower. You're gonna have to fight things out. The one thing I feel you always should remember: the worst thing you could ever do in your life on any cylinder is give up. Let that sink in for a minute. You don't let that happen. You're not supposed to. The minute you decide to give up, and that's even on yourself, it's a serious problem. There will be some times when you feel like, and you're gonna go through it, that things are not gonna get better. Nah, they will get better. Sometimes it will be a test, not just faith. It's just going to be a test of willpower, a test of determination on how hard you're going to get yourself up out of here, or how patient you're going to be. Because you could be going through something right now that you feel it could be the end of the world, but it's not. Now they came back, somebody threw more bird seeds in the street. I knew it. I didn't know what they was going for. I seen them throw old bird seeds out. You gonna bring out everybody. No doubt, bro. Appreciate you, my guy. I ain't gonna hold y'all too crazy neither, but I am gonna finish off with a couple things though. And I'm gonna revisit this again. Because again, there's a lot of different key cylinders. And again, I've always felt this way no matter what. Whether you're normal, abnormal, butt bone crazy, or nowhere near there, or just overall irrational and emotional. The main thing to remember is this: the minute you give up on yourself, that's going to be the worst comeback trying to get back. Molly, what's going on, baby? You got to remember again. Again, I'm saying this. It's mostly was for the fellas today, because again, there's two instances where somebody showed emotional intelligence and awareness. No, I'm lying. One showed emotional intelligence and awareness. The other one just shows sheer stupidity. And the reason why I say that was stupidity on his behalf is because, again, if I've been doing right by you and you've done me wrong, especially you done gave yourself to somebody else and we married, there's no way we could get past that. Let's work on making sure we do right by these kids, co-parent. But as far as anything else, that can't happen. That's at least from my opinion, my view. That's the thing though. Again, no matter what walk of life you might be in, if you are still in control of your thoughts to some degree, make sure you're making the right possible decision. Peace and comfort, yeah, it's gonna cost, but it shouldn't cost you, again, your piece of sanity. It shouldn't cost you your piece of spirit. And it definitely shouldn't stop you from being who you are. And if you're being the best you that you could possibly be, who's supposed to rain on that parade? Unless it's that man upstairs himself. Again, fellas, even if you have or you could come across that situation at some point, again, you should remember key ingredient is no matter what, don't destroy that balance or don't destroy the things that you have built. Don't let it crumble. Again, if she done you wrong or if she didn't do you wrong, you might just be going through whatever phases. I gotta be able to again keep the communication lines open. Screaming and yelling at each other or not even hearing each other out or just not talking about it at all is just it's a problem. And some people should have enough self-respect again to respect certain things. Now again, self-respect and accountability, you right on that one, Marlene, because again, I'd have some form of self-respect for yourself to respect others too. I'm not supposed to be building with you, but I'm violating your boundaries. Like I said in that first story, you done been asked more than once to not mess with something and then you still mess with it and destroyed something or could have possibly just crippled everything. You don't do stuff like that just because you might be in a moment. You feeling the type of way. Again, don't let it fester. And that's on both angles. Don't let it fester. You know what to do. Open your mouth when you're unhappy. Keep communication lines open. But again, you got to have that conversation from the beginning. Again, if you know this is what I do and this is how I do what I do and this is my income, don't mess that up. And if I also got something that's giving me the peace and space when I know I'm going through the stresses, leave it be. And again, stop destroying prop. That's one thing I'm going to say because I'm not saying that there ain't no emotional men out there that don't do that shit because I've seen this. But in the same token, I've seen this happen with women too that are being too emotional and not thinking clear. Stop destroying stuff that you didn't purchase or that don't belong to you. Just stop. Because even that notion, that sense right there, you cause an imbalance right there. Whatever gives that man that soul joy and that peace and balance, let that man do that. Especially if it's on the good notion. Respect spaces and properties and boundaries. I wouldn't care how mad I am at you if I'm with you. I'm not going to destroy your stuff. I'm not going to just put you out there. I'm not going to do nothing of the sort. We gonna sit down and talk. If we can't talk, then I know what it is from there. I don't know. It's just yeah, my scalp hurt. I feel I'm going down a rabbit hole to a degree. I feel like I'm going down a damn rabbit hole and not trying to. It's too early on this Monday. Wait a minute, is the sun trying to come out finally? Oh, oh, oh. Wait, I'm being trolled by the weather a little bit again, y'all. Wait, I don't like that. I don't like feeling disrespected right now. I felt disrespected. I definitely felt disrespected on that angle. And then now I'm hearing something else behind me. Oh, my fault. I gotta get back to this. My bad, my bad, my bad. Yeah, I got trouble for a minute. My bad, my bad. I got trouble for a minute. Alright, I think they going now. But no, again, that's the most important thing you can remember. If you don't want that peace, that blessing, that boundary, whatever, to be violated, you gotta make sure you establish yourself the way you're supposed to. But again, when it's all about love, whether it's marriage or anything else, communication always supposed to still be that main factor, regardless to what. No matter how you look at it. Can't progress in life if you ain't going to open your mouth or if you're not going to be willing to do what's necessary. You know, got to be the driving force. And you got to give yourself that pep talk too, a lot of times. I don't care what angle you going from it from, whether it's biblical or not. I'm just being general right now. Because again, not everybody going to think the same, move the same, or feel the same. Grant that. But in the same token, yeah, got to remember that. If you're going to give your time to somebody, make sure that that person actually is showing you the same reciprocation on all angles. There we go. I'm being trolled by the damn ambulance. Hold on a second.
Who the fuck starts a conversation like that? I just sat down. Who the fuck starts a conversation like that? I just sat down.
My bad, y'all. My bad, y'all. You're doing too much. You're doing too damn much. You knew that was coming. You knew that was coming. And again, appreciate you for dropping those links. Serious, baby. Working hard in this motherfucking noise outside, baby. Oh, don't worry, don't worry, don't worry. This ain't for kids. This is mostly for the adults. I'm talking about the men that need to hear it. The men who think they ain't got enough strength and whatever to do something. And that other instance is for you weak-minded men out there. I'm sorry, some of you choose to be weak-minded. Grow a sack. So I'm gonna tell y'all, grow a sack. When you've been violated or your boundaries or anything along those, you're supposed to. Again, it's about peace and balance, right? Also about loyalty, commitment, and honor, right? It's also about communication. Things that you should require. And I'm gonna say that on both ends right now too. Exactly what you want and need. Communication should stay open even to the day of passing. Whether you both pass together or one of you pass apart, it doesn't matter. Everything's supposed to be where it needs to be at. In my opinion, that's how you weather the storm, basically. And I think they're trying to come back. Y'all see, they trying to come back. Damn bastards, they came back. These little bastards came back. That's it. Niggas actually came back. Actually came back. Who done did it? Who done did it? Damn it. Get the 2-for-1 special. Get the 2-for-1 special. And try to get y'all sitting over here laughing. Ain't funny. And I felt trolled right now by all of y'all. Y'all supposed to be my damn people. I gotta reevaluate all my situations right here. I feel disrespected today. I feel disrespected, damn it. All I done gave you. I felt disrespected. Laugh at me and I'm over here possibly. Man, James, just give me my damn peligree. I'm gonna use that for Iron Man shield right now. Can't trust these summoners right now. Got me uptight. They need another one. My bad. Oh, wait. My fault. I was wrong in that instance. They wasn't supposed to get that one. That's really for the trolls. That was for them. But my fault. This is what they were supposed to get since they came back. This is what they were supposed to get.
Shit.
Gotta be a little bit uptight right now. Nah, but again, just remember that. You gotta just listen to your overall gut. Even when you feel like things are confusing, again, you are supposed to still take that time and make sure the decision you're about to take is the right decision. And if it's going to benefit you even more, then you do the necessary steps. Don't laugh, Angela. Serious, don't encourage the madness. Matter of fact, I told y'all weeks ago, no, let me stop lying. I told y'all months ago to take that shit away from me. Y'all ain't listen. I felt trolled in that situation right there. Felt disrespected. Since I felt disrespected.
Everybody was kung fu fighting. Those kids were fast as lightning. In fact, it was a little bit frightening.
Felt a little disrespected right now. Nah, but again, you gotta remember the things that you bring into your life. If it's gonna bring you peace, solace, solitude, everything else that comes behind that, don't mess it up. Don't let it slip up. Keep everything intact. But again, keep the communication lines open. Series, don't encourage the madness. I told you months ago. Told all of y'all months ago. Angela, you part of this too. I told y'all that shit months ago. felt trolled again. Look, my own people trolling me right now. I felt disrespected. Riaz, you were supposed to be in bed 18 weeks ago. You still up, right? Got something for your ass too. Got me a little bit tight right now. A little bit tight right now. A lot of respect. You know what? I gotta get back in my comfort zone there. Even though my people try to troll me today, I ain't gonna let it happen. Here you go.
Now, before we start to turn it out, you must first begin to breathe in, breathe out, breathe in, breathe out, breathe in, breathe out. Now drop, now drop, now drop, now drop. Breathe in, breathe out.
Now I feel good. Now I feel good. You ain't innocent, Angela. You ain't innocent. Don't come over here. Serious, you ain't innocent neither. James, you came out the shadows laughing. You ain't innocent neither. Now, one of y'all gonna take responsibility for yesterday. I don't want to hear that. I want to hear that today. Which one of y'all took the deep fryer? Come on now. Cough it up. Cough it up. Who else in here about to take this work today? I can't blame these dags. He wasn't in the club yesterday. Can't blame Riaz neither. Who else is gonna take this accountability today, damn it? One of y'all stole the damn fucking deep fryer, man. Oh man. Still had fish sticks and everything else in there. Now you done messed up. Messed up. That's it. I really felt disrespected today. I'm not gonna keep taking this from my peoples, man. I don't think y'all. That's it. Got me upset right now. I just thought about something. Yeah, my bad, y'all. My bad, y'all. Never mind. I misread, son. I misread, son. Let me knock myself out for this one.
You know how great I am. I don't have to tell you about my strategy.
Damn it. Y'all be tight right now. Nah, but I'm glad that everybody's having a blessed and great Monday all in all. But again, don't let anything that I said go over anybody's head today. Again, this ain't for kids. This is why I was cursing to a degree. Trust me, when it is, it's gonna be a little less sailorish. You know. Yeah, for those who are following me on Clapper, I will be back at 6 o'clock tonight, definitely. So yeah. Yeah, I'm thinking about something else. I was thinking about something else too, but I'll come back to that. And I'm gonna revisit this subject too. And again, I appreciate everybody that's been a part of this build, still being a part of this build. Shout out to everybody that's part of Eulogy family. Even the Shadow Watches, Shadow Babies, Shadow Mafia. Shout out to everybody. And yeah. Oh, now you gonna take ownership today? Oh, you gonna take ownership today? So you stole a deep fryer. So I can't blame James no more. See, you trolled me today. See, and again, I thought we was cool like that. I thought we was cool like that.
My muscles are getting bigger. Oh, yes, the muscles. The muscles are getting big from the pump.
Nah, it's all good though. Nah, but again, don't let nothing I said go over your head. And again, you're gonna have people that have forms and opinions on things, and so do I. And regardless of how some people are gonna feel or how they might take things, I don't take nothing personal because it's not coming from a personal view. It's coming from a logical view. Know the difference. Um, when it is something emotional, then you'll know about it. Other than that, uh, the reason why it's been said that way is because again, everybody's going to think the same, move the same, act the same, etc., etc. But again, some people are going to have to be more sensible. You got genuine good friendships and everything else along those lines. You keep those solid. Just like if you got something good with, damn, these headlines keep going off. My fault. No matter what stages of life you're building on, just make sure you have the complementary pieces that you're gonna need. If you're gonna build a championship team throughout life, even when you do end up getting to marriage, again, you gotta make sure everything is all right. Your offense, your defense, all of that. Be on board. And again, for those following me on Clapper, I will definitely be back at 6 o'clock. For those on the west that's following me, that's 3 o'clock y'all time. Angela, I knew it was you. You wanna know how I knew it was you? You didn't steal the deep fryer. They already know Sirius took accountability for that. But you did mess up something else too. You know what you did. You know exactly what you did. How many times I gotta tell you keeping the damn heels out my damn AC unit, man? I wonder why it's hot in there. Ain't you got deep fries on the other side of the damn club and ain't letting no air come out? Come on, man. Don't y'all love me like that, man? Don't y'all love me? Don't disrespect me like that in the damn club. No more size 18 heels in the month. No, bless them. Now, again, hopefully everybody enjoying themselves. Again, hopefully everybody enjoyed their weekends all in all. Yeah, I had to take the little rest day yesterday. Needed that. But nonetheless, we back. Wait a minute. I just thought about something too. I just thought about something. We'll see you later on, Angela. No doubt, no doubt. You already know that. Shoot, I see half of y'all on the flip side later, definitely. Oh, yeah. I just looked at the sky again. At least I got everything I needed done. I can't trust nothing right. Again, I'm being trolled by the weather. Before we leave up out of here, I'm gonna leave off on a good note. Because again, you know what I'm saying? You know, regardless of how you may look at it, I'm not attacking anything but from a logical level. You know, it's just logical facts that again you should make sure you have the right pieces around you that's gonna give you peace. But yeah, I'll revisit this. Before we get up out of here, felt I had to do this real quick. I got you. Yeah, I had to give you one of those. See y'all in here getting it though. But I'll definitely see y'all at 6 on Clapper. And if you're not following, again, make sure you download the app and follow your boy, trust me. Shout outs to everybody that did pop in yesterday for the good vibes. And we're gonna continue to keep that no matter what platform. Y'all was new to the channel, like, share, comment, and subscribe. Shout out to the replay game. Shout out to the Shadow Mafia and the Shadow Babies. Y'all know what it is, baby. For everybody that was in attendance today, y'all already know that love is love and it'll be reciprocated as such. I don't know how to be fake. All I can do is give you real. That's what I'm gonna do is give you real topics and real bills. Man, it's time to figure out lunch, possibly dinner. Don't worry, I'll be looking for some of y'all food shorts. I smell a beef rib or something somewhere. I don't know who it is, but I'm gonna play tag and find out today. Y'all stay safe. Keep that third eye open. Until the next live, we out of here. Peace and blessings.